Hi guys, it's Sarah, and today I'm gonna talk about Witch Doctor and his place in competitive Dota. Witch Doctor is a pretty strong superhero. It's a kind of love or hate hero, apparently. Some teams like it, especially the Chinese team used to prefer Witch Doctor over some other more canonical European supports. But I think overall can be considered a very strong superhero. His characteristics is for sure when you want to pick which doctor or you want to make which doctor fit somehow in a competitive lineup is heal. The fact that is healing makes him very useful so for some kind of strategies, for example, push strategies, because especially at level 1, it's very low mana cost for that skill, and it can slowly heal up your whole team so that you can wave on the opponent's base over and over again without needing to go back to base. It's especially this can work very well with summons, like for example an early lane with Lycanthrope and Witch Doctor can push very hard. I know it as a fact when I played versus PR. They used this strategy and we got completely destroyed because, well, they are a professional team and I am not professional. So, and some other things to consider with when picking which doctor is, for example, is kind of bad versus blinkers, and some escape mechanisms in general, especially blink, because each stun is not 100% stun. So when you want to pick him, you need to be sure that you can pull out those stuns. For example, having at least 2 melee heroes on the opponent team is a very good indicator that which doctor is valid to pick at that moment. And same goes for ultimate, because the ultimate there you can't rely on some other sort of stance during your ultimate, but especially for example with Tidehunter is a very good synergy, but you should really make sure you can pull some stance off to pull a good ultimate off as well. Let's go a little bit more in details, like during how to play him during the game, what to focus on. Witch Doctor is extra fragile. You really need to watch your positioning, because being out of position with Witch Doctor at any moment means sure death if you are against a decent team. It's low HP and it's very squishy overall. It's easy to take down. And so my suggestion is always stay very behind the lines of your team. Also because the most important movement of Witch Doctor is when the opponent is aggressive, your ally will go back and they will chase him and they will clamp, and that's the moment where the stance of Witch Doctor shine the most, because they are gonna bounce a lot. Your opponent is gonna go away from his creep wave most likely, and it's very important to have a good positioning. This is even more important in teamfight for the same concept, and also because your ultimate is channeling one. So if you are too much in the middle, someone is gonna stop your ultimate for sure, and that's a lot of damage loss for your team, because the damage up to of of an ultimate of Witch Doctor running for a few seconds, it's very, very high and very, very good. What else to say? About items, Witch Doctor is one of those heroes that is totally item independent. You should buy wards, dust, smokes, everything. It doesn't need. You just need boots and TP scroll. That's all. Some items that I may suggest are magic stick, of course, because it's very cheap, very useful. Gives you a little of stats, a little bit of regeneration, a little bit more survivability, a little bit more mana in for team fights. You may be able to use it more than once and cast a few, 1, 2 extra spells, or make your heal last a little longer. So there's really no need. It's very important to have early TPs, because especially if you think about what I said earlier of the positioning of Witch Doctor and when the stun shines most, if you TP when a light of yours is being ganked, your opponent is gonna chase under the tower and most likely is gonna clamp, because when you chase you wanna be as close as possible to the opponent you are chasing. So if two people chase the same person, they most likely gonna clamp. And if you can get a stun off in that moment, and you block them with a bouncing stun under your tower, that's for sure one kill and maybe even a double kill depending on your light spells, your ability to put a maledict or a ultimate as well in. And so I think this is all. These are my thoughts on Witch Doctor, his role in competitive, when to pick, when not to pick, and give me feedback, guys. I won't make more of this, and this is all for now. This is Ara logging off. Bye bye, guys. So guys, I'm here again. I wanted to add something to what I just said. Let's start with one thing I forgot is that Witch Doctor is very good for lane control because he has high base damage and a good attack animation, something that many supports don't have. He has high range compared to Venge. He has better damage and attack animation compared to classic supports like Crystal Maiden, and for these reasons he is very good for lane controlling. This makes him exceptional if you sum this, if you add these characteristics to what I just said for a passive farming lane, because you can control very well with the denies and everything, and have your carry farm. And if they try to go aggressive, you have a very good defensive stand. Another thing I forgot is other item suggestions, because it's true that Witch Doctor is very item independent, and I think that many times support players tend to think that to overestimate the importance of getting one supporting item on the hero, but let's say that Witch Doctor is good mecha carry because he has high mana and he can benefit from the extra stats and armor that Mechanism provides, and so he could carry Mechanism even if it's not very common in competitive gaming. And he can also take every kind of a supporting item like force stuff or things like that, pipe and supporting items in general, drums, Vladimirs. Yeah, even Vladimirs is good on supports. Another thing I forgot to mention is that he has high movement speed as well, which makes his positioning easier. Positioning with Witch Doctor, as I said, is very important. But with high movement speed, everything gets easier. He has 305 movement speed. Consider that like Venge has 295, Crystal Maiden is 280, is very, very slow. Witch Doctor is a little over 300, 305, so very good movement speed. And one last thing I forgot to mention is farming in woods for Witch Doctor. One thing you can do late game, and not every support can do, like Crystal Maiden can farm in the woods with Frostbite. She can block the big creep and farm it. But like heroes like Venge, they are forced to stay in lane even later to get XP and farm, because they don't have the tank ability nor the damage and nor the spells to take it to farm the jungle. While Witch Doctor with his stun that deals extra damage and extra stun duration on creeps can be a very, very good choice for farming in the woods. If the game gets in a passive stage, carries take the lanes, and it can take some little farm golden experience in the woods while his carries are busy farming the lanes. And he has nothing to do. So I think now it's all. And see you guys for more of these videos. Bye bye.